to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, and we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hey everybody, welcome back for more Animus. Hey, and Jay's getting back just in time. We're going to have a pretty interesting episode today because we kind of need to figure out what your next step is after, inciting war on a space station, helping them win, and then going, helping them win the battle, and then going like, well, here's a list of lawyers, see ya. So that's gonna be fun. We gotta figure out where you're going next, so I'm excited about that. It's not war, it's revolution, exactly. Before we jump into all the action, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. So, Jay, tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Sparky tonight, and Sparky has gone from kind of a panicky character to a slightly more grounded, but still prone to paranoia character. They've been a real blast to play because they're an absolute idiot when the time is necessary, and then they're suddenly really weirdly clever. So they're like a double-edged sword that nobody knows how to handle it just yet. As for myself, I'm a streamer and a writer and a few other things. And yeah, that's about it for me.
Awesome. Vanessa, tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself.
Hi there, I'm Vanessa. I am primarily a traditional artist. I work in watercolor and pencil sketch, and more recently, a lot more digital stuff as well. I play Annie. She is pretty much space anonymous. She just doesn't know it yet. And so pre-memory wipe, she kind of had her hands in different jars, I guess. But now that she does not remember that, she's pretty much useless, I guess, sometimes. But they just recently rescued her brother Liam, so she's conflicted about that. She knows she should remember him. She kind of does a little bit. But not as much as she'd like to. So she's a little anxious about that. But yeah, that's Annie.
So, next we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Seattle and yourself.
Thank you for not making me first, unlike Jay. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a digital artist and tabletop player at this point, because I just had a friend ask me, so what days aren't you streaming on? And I realized it's only 3 days out of the week now. I'm playing Seattle. I just discovered that he has a very interesting way of looking at dead bodies last week, in that dead bodies aren't people anymore. Which kind of makes sense given his background that I know about, but he doesn't necessarily know about. I've been happily telling everybody about the corpse cannon, and all of the people who've been a GM have been like, yeah, that's something I would allow. Like stopping, thinking, and realizing, yeah, this is acceptable.
Well, I mean,
nobody died.
And acceptable.
Nobody died.
Except for the people who got launched out of the corpse cannon.
They were already dead.
So remember, according to Seattle, dead people are no longer people, they're siege weapons.
Exactly. They're weapons of mass morale failure.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened last week.
Mostly he's just kind of going with the flow right now and trying to keep Daisy out of too much trouble and slowly earn her forgiveness with the rest of the crew, because he doesn't want her to have to leave, because if she leaves, then he's going to leave.
Which is interesting because Daisy's not talking to Seattle for at least 48 hours.
Yeah, and he has no idea why.
Yeah, she threw up at the whole corpse cannon thing.
He just thought that she wasn't used to, seeing dead people.
That too. Anyways. Riley, tell us a little bit about your new character and yourself, which I'll have to fix the overlay, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Hi, I'm Riley. I am a knitter and crocheter, and I do all of that under the name of Arielle Knits. You can check out the link that I'll post in chat if you'd like. I play Jacques. That is my new character. I used to play Lagu, but Lagu is no longer with us. They're still alive out there in the universe, but they couldn't handle the stress of this crew. So I don't know much. Jacques is actually the doctor that like Seth was supposed to kidnap. So I will be taking over that NPC, and so I'm just learning a lot about the doctor as I'm going along. So this will be fun.
Awesome. And Lisa, tell us a little bit about Android and yourself.
I play Android, and Android is a co-ops unserialized murder droid, and she acts as the captain of the ship and as mom to all these insane people. And and she's heard about this body launching, and she's not stoked at all. But hopefully we can have some constructive talk about this. But yeah, Android is learning more and more about people, and it's quite the journey for her.
Fantastic. And
Yes,
yeah,
but I'm still allowed to make bombs.
Sometimes.
We'll see. Sometimes. I am the game master, so I play everybody else in the universe, and most specifically, I play the NPC Daisy, who is Seattle's daughter, as we found out in the first season. Yeah, she's sort of an IT genius and can do very little else. But if you need something hacked or reprogrammed or something like that, then, you know, she's almost god tier, but just don't ask her to do anything else. That's everything. So, excuse me. I have just got this thing in my throat that I cannot seem to clear. So last week, we've kind of discussed
May
what
I
happened
recommend?
already.
May I recommend for your throat? Pipe snake. It'll clear everything out of your pipes.
Don't ask.
Oh,
Raven, just don't ask.
yeah.
I have a very different definition of what a pipe snake is, and no.
It's the thing you use to clear things out of your pipes.
Yeah, that's not what I call a pipe snake.
Anyways,
We're off to a roaring start.
so good. So, you left the space station, leaving the workers there who had taken the station by force. Morally right or wrong, they took it rather illegally, and are going to have to deal with that. So,
But I did give them the number of the miners that we also freed. So
that is true. That is true. So we'll see what happens in the universe thanks to that.
And I notified Captain Nabisco about it. Or Commander
Yes.
Nabisco.
That is true. So you've left now. You got free fuel, which was nice. You got your shuttle weapon upgrades loaded onto your ship. What would you like to do now? Where would you like to go?
Well, I got some guns I gotta go and install on the shuttle.
Okay. That is true.
I could
good.
I could see if do we want to do a job?
We
If you-
still technically have a job we have to do.
Wait, do we?
The art piece we have to go and steal that we already took a job from Tolan before we went and rescued.
Oh shit, we did have a job, didn't
Oh
we?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we gotta go and steal some ugly art.
We're the
Cool,
worst
yeah.
fucking criminals.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
even
can go work
remember
on
that.
Why am I the only one who remembered it? I've been like keeping
Can
track of it
confirm.
like since we can go so we can go back and deal with it.
Because it's been like half a season since that happened.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like first or second episode. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like some sculpture
am I
made out
also
of,
the
like,
only am I also the only one who remember it's the sculpture made out of like crap?
No, it's
Yeah,
human
it was
flesh.
Human flesh.
Human flesh,
Yeah.
right.
That's what
It
it
was
was.
flesh
Which
sculpture.
is-
It was a
Which
lamp,
is-
wasn't it?
Yes, it was a lamp made with
yeah.
with human flesh for the
Yeah.
lampshade.
Oh my god.
And am I the only one who remembers that the doctor writes all his notes in code and he doesn't know the code?
No, I didn't.
No, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over weird things I remember.
God, I forgot about flesh lamp.
I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can
This is,
remember these.
That's a mood.
Yep.
So yeah, you need to go steal the one of a kind, unique lamp with the flesh shade, which is ironic given what happened last week.
Did we get info on where that is?
We have the info.
Okay.
You know where you do know where the planet is.
We have the info. We know what the planet is. We know who's holding it, and we know approximately the layout of their compound.
Well, the last two heists we did went, flawlessly. So, I think it's a
And
simple
we have our
smash.
own
Knock
maneuver.
on
the
wood
log
right now,
maneuver.
Jay. Swear to God.
I'm afraid I don't have any wood near me. Nope. None whatsoever.
There's a
Raven.
door right behind you.
Raven, this is
yeah, I was
my
gonna
time
say-
to remind you, I have unlucky as a trait.
I remember. I remember this time.
Thank you, Alex.
And as I recall now that I'm thinking about all this, and you've reminded me, I believe the job was like there's no rush on it either. It was just like when you get
Yeah, it was
around to it.
when- Yeah.
Oh, there's
think
no
they-
desperate need for the flesh lamp?
Yeah.
No.
Depends who you ask.
Oh god.
Should we technically be calling it a fleshlight?
No.
No, that's true.
No. Okay, I'm gonna mark coordinates for that and head in that direction.
Awesome. What's everybody doing on the ship? Aside from working on the shuttle, we know what Seattle's
I
doing.
think Sparky's probably up with Captain, just filling her in on what happened on the station that she might have missed, including but not limited to the corpse cannon incident.
Okay. You're welcome to roleplay that out if you would like, or just
You're gonna have to specify in the future what sort of distraction you want.
Oh no, never.
We were on a time crunch,
I'm just saying.
and I didn't really think I had to explicitly say, "Don't build a sonic cannon and load the dead people into it." But now I have hindsight, which sadly is
We
2020.
have precedent.
Yeah.
We have precedent.
Yeah.
So I'll roleplay that once I know what everyone else is doing.
Okay. What is Annie doing?
Well, last week, Liam found out that she does not, in fact, remember jack shit. So she's probably thinking up questions to ask Liam in a very lighthearted manner so that they can bond a little bit.
Aw. Okay. Liam's probably gonna come up with a list of questions for what happened, since you lost your memory and as far back as you can remember, what's happened up to the point where you rescued Liam. So he'll come up with questions for that.
There's a part of her that does the big sisterly thing and leaves out any details that could be inappropriate to tell your younger brother. So just avoidance of a lot of the talk of murder, for one, and anything super alarming.
Okay. What about Seattle's extracurricular activities?
I'm
Do you-
working on the shuttle.
Every spaceport
I
you go
haven't-
into, you usually end
Well,
up coming back with somebody.
Hey. I did. I flirted this time around. I didn't succeed this time around. I have a hand.
It's just boggling as to why, really.
You come here often as you load a dead body into a fucking cannon? Like, what did you
I
expect
know how to
happen?
handle a body.
Oh my god.
Handling a living one and a dead one are two pretty different things.
Oh yeah, I'm much better with living.
Do you prefer a fireman carry or princess? Like, how are you gonna sell that?
The more and more we learn about
It's
Seattle,
all
the more,
in the eyebrows. It's all in the eyebrows. Fireman
The
carry
more-
or princess.
the more and more that Seattle reminds me of like an older Bruce Campbell.
Ooh, actually, yeah.
Considering I just saw, like, I got reminded that Bubba Hotep was a thing and was like, oh yeah, I gotta watch that again because it's an awesome movie. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we know what Annie's doing. We know what Sparky's doing in Android. What is Jacques the Doctor doing?
The good doctor is still kind of staying in the med bay, trying to decipher their notes. I think at some point they'd come up for air and go and get some food, and maybe they happen to hear somebody like offhandedly talk about dead bodies being flown. Who knows?
Yeah, I could see Daisy talking to Seth in the mess hall about like why she's not talking to her dad right now.
Jacques just
so-
mutters under their breath like, ugh, idiot.
Yeah.
100% on point.
Daisy glances over and says, "Yeah, I mean, it seemed to work, but I threw up. It was not fun. Not fun times."
Jacques will look at Daisy and just kind of like do a scan to see if Daisy has any like visible injuries.
She does not. She's pretty much physically fine.
So then Jacques will just kind of like turn and grab their food and go back to the med bay.
All right. So with that, Sparky and Android, feel free to lay out your scene there of Sparky filling in Android about what happened.
And I was midway through the vents when Seattle said that he had an idea.
And what was his idea?
Well, I didn't really get a good look at it until afterwards, but he somehow wrangled like a launcher of some sort and started loading the dead bodies of the staff into it.
The dead bodies.
Yeah, some people had gotten shot.
Understood. Had they requested this treatment of their corpses?
Not as far as we understood, no.
One did.
I heard that one was not, against it. I don't think anyone requested it, though.
What do you define as a dead body?
One that's not alive. If you try to wake it up, it doesn't wake up. It has no breathing or brain function.
Well, I have a body with no technical brain or breathing. No heart either.
Right, but you're also able to talk, and, if we were to load you into a sonic cannon, you might actually tell us not to. They can't.
Technically, you could send electrical currents through anything and it would move. You could make it make noise as well.
This is not how I thought this was going to go. They were, dead. like they got shot, they weren't alive anymore, they had no way of being alive, short of some technological miracle. And Seattle launched them at the Corpus.
So is there a point with human ritual in which that body ceases to become a person?
That's a loaded question, Cap. Culturally, yes, but it's usually more like we're gonna treat this body like it had someone in it and now it doesn't, and then bury it or like launch it into space or something. Not, use it as a projectile. It wasn't so much that it wasn't effective. It worked. Don't get me cross on that. It's not right. It's just messed up.
If I were to shut down, I cease to function in any way.
Yeah, except we can probably reboot you.
Does that make it any better?
It just makes it different. I don't know that it makes it any better. It's not a good analog.
But Android's digital.
So I knew someone was going to come up with that.
I was going to say, bitch,
Thank
nothing
you.
about me is analog. Come on. Well, Android is going to be perplexed by this because as far as she understood, humans carried ritual with their dead. They care about their dead, typically, or somebody cares about them.
Usually.
But you set one ablaze and launched it.
When you say you, specifically Seattle. Okay, I want to make it clear that we were not party to this. I did not agree to this. I wouldn't have agreed to that.
Do you know where Seattle is?
I think he's in the shuttle bay, fixing guns or something.
Watch the bridge, please.
Okay.
Notify me if there's a call.
And in the back of Sparky's head, they're kind of like, not me. But they're still like, okay, I'm gonna stay the fuck out of Captain's way.
I love how the whole crew treats us like I'm gonna get my sibling in trouble with Mom.
Mom, Seattle's launching bodies again.
I'm not touching you!
I will pull this spaceship over.
I will turn this thing around!
Alright, so we'll pan over into the shuttle bay then.
Yeah, Seattle's just working on getting these guns installed. I know, right? Wouldn't it be the best to launch Captain to battle? Like, holy shit, that's an amazing idea. Thank you.
Like, why is this mannequin flying? Oh god, it has blades! But
They just launched a statue at us? Wait, it's moving.
Yeah, so Seattle's just like working and stuff and chilling out. Not Daisy apparently is avoiding him. He's just like, okay, well maybe she's just a bit nauseous because she's never really been in a real fight and may never have actually seen like dead bodies before. So, yeah.
or Cirque du Soleil of dead bodies.
That's a very apropos a definition, given that he's Quebecois.
Is that
I
like
know.
Body Worlds, but like interactive? Is that how that
Yeah.
works?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
You let me, Raven. You shouldn't have let me.
So Captain's just gonna approach and say, Seattle, may I speak with you? Sparky was filling me in on the events of the battle that took place.
And Restart Silence like, I know, we did a great job. We didn't kill anyone.
That is good. That is good. I did learn some perturbing details about launching of human corpses.
Well, yeah, how else was I going to do it without killing anyone?
I suppose that's a fair point. I was informed that no consent
I mean, the first thing I sent over was a bucket full of shrapnel, and I'm real lucky it didn't kill anyone.
Yes.
Figured going for a less lethal method would be better.
True. I was informed that for one body, some consent was given.
Yep.
And the second that was set ablaze?
Yeah, I found solvent.
Yes.
Didn't find enough stuff to make a bomb, though.
And who gave consent for that corpse?
Nobody, but it was in a pile of like 10 of them, so...
So numbers make consent not matter?
No, it's just a body. Can't give or refuse consent. It's a thing. It's not
I am
person
just a
anymore.
body, Seattle.
No, you're a person.
Debatable on who you ask.
Well, those people are assholes if they don't think you're a person. And they don't
Still-
matter to me.
I can shut down and have no brain function.
That just means you're asleep. You still have the ability to power back up. It's a bit different with androids.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah. Although
I am-
that does give me a great idea. How would you feel about practicing being launched out of the sonic rifle?
Absolutely.
We could
not.
probably get you at least 50 or 60 feet of airtime.
Absolutely not.
Why not? It would get you over large areas.
You know, with the new technology that has been installed in me, I think I have words for why I do not like that.
Okay.
It makes me feel used. Like I am a tool. And no
I mean-
longer the captain, no longer the being that I have been placed here to be.
I mean, if I thought I'd survive it, I'd do it.
And that is you. That is your body, Seattle.
Fair enough. Alright, then what's the problem?
Those other bodies were not yours.
They were bodies. They're dead. They're just things. They're not people anymore.
They still belonged to somebody at some point.
Yeah, but
And
that's
somebody
like,
somewhere probably cared deeply for them.
probably their friends who we helped save the lives of.
And they had to watch their immolated corpse be launched.
Well, to be fair, only Matt really saw it because he was the one helping me.
Matt was showing severe signs of PTSD by the time we left.
He was showing it by the time we got there, too.
True. However, consider
Look, I was told to make a distraction. I tried really hard to make sure nobody got killed because I'm really trying, like, to make sure that we're not going back to, like, who we were before, who just killed people. If that means I launch a body, then I launch a body.
just remember your daughter is not speaking to you. And she
Well,
was
yeah,
reported to
she's
have
not-
experienced severe nausea.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's never seen, like, people getting killed in front of her before. Makes sense that she'd be sick.
Consider there may be more to it than that. And Captain's just gonna walk away.
All right.
Seattle goes back to work because he's just like, Huh?
Oh my goodness.
As Captain walks away after the door closes, she quickly ejects one blade and then puts it right back in, just out of frustration.
I like how Android is able to like express those feelings now. It's awesome. Oh my goodness. So I was just catching up on Zoom checks. I saw a bunch of stuff pop up. Yes, that would be amazing. Is there anything else any of you would like to do before you get to the planet where you're supposed to do this heist? Excuse me, or anything that you'd like to do in prep?
I'd be looking over the specs while Captain's talking with Seattle. Just like look over the layout and things like that.
Okay. As I recall,
Seattle's going to bleach the white out, the pink out of his hair and eyebrows.
Okay. As I recall, the layout is somewhat similar to the one where you stole all that gold. It's a little bit less compound-like and a little more private museum-like. But you still have like a living section of the estate, which is a big fancy mansion. The mission does list objectives, and that lamp is objective number 1, but there's a number of secondary objectives that can get you more money. And that is stealing other objects around the estate, a couple of which are inside the mansion. So if you're looking at a map over to the left-hand side, you've got the mansion and all that. In the middle, you've got the best way to describe it would be like a visitors section. So this person obviously entertains and has people over to show off his wealth and whatnot. And so the visitor section has like guest rooms. It's like its own separate house that's full of guest rooms and like a banquet hall and things like that. There's not a whole lot of value there that's listed, but it does say one of the secondary objectives is if you can steal something from a guest who might be there, or otherwise make it so that people don't want to visit this place from fear of being stolen from or whatever. That's one of the other objectives. Whoever took out this job really hates this guy. That becomes clear really quick. And then the right-hand side of the estate is the museum area, which is attached to the visitors area. And it's full of valuables, one of them being this lamp, excuse me, which is on the second story, far end, the furthest away from any like stairwells or exits or things like that. And it does list that it's in a protected case, and all of the classic museum security measures are present. So it says to expect pressure plates, lasers, reinforced glass display, maybe even a force field, all those types of things. But there's several other secondary objectives that you can get there as well. Jewelry, old weapons, things like that are in the museum. That's pretty much the layout.
How much money do we currently have? Do we have like a tally on that right now?
It's a lot. I
We
think
haven't
you still
spent
have like,
very much.
Yeah.
We're
I think
really frugal, it turns out.
Holy shit, we
I
do have
think
a lot
you
of
still
money.
have like 400,000 credits from Daisy, which she stole from the cartel.
Oh my god, that's right.
Because you only spent like 100,000 of the 500K that she hired you for.
I think we should gear up. I think we should find a place to maybe purchase, since we're not on a time schedule. I think we should get
Question.
yeah.
Is this person entertaining like now?
You don't know.
Because I was
Can
going
I-
to say we could like Ocean's 11 this.
I was just thinking so, yeah. Can I do a scan on the local like entertainment news kind of thing? See if
Yeah.
there's a soiree.
Yeah. You can use. Excuse me. I'm going to say education for this to just look up things, do some research on it, or you can talk to people and try to use like charm.
Damn, I really wish I hadn't, they should listen to that full sentence.
You can still roll charm if you'd like.
Well, since I didn't turn anything up on the searches, yes, I would in fact like to talk to some people.
Okay. So like you can call up like catering companies and places like that, and
Yeah, I think the
that
first
sort of
place would
thing.
be catering company.
Okay.
Just to see like I think I'll try to swing it as though I'm trying to throw a bigger bash and it's like, oh, they're already booked for this like low key thing. So I'll try to put myself on as like a higher up.
Okay. Let's go with the charm roll for that.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. 22. That's better.
Two. Okay. What date are you trying to reserve them for?
That's a good question. I hadn't really thought this far. I think so. Are we here's the question. This is more of a meta question for the rest of the crew. Are we using this catering company as our inn, or are we just like sabotaging the catering company? What's our feeling? I think I would have discussed this with the crew before I went through with it. If that's okay.
Yeah.
I could pass as a form of server or servant.
I'm pretty good at being around rich people. I could pretend to be one of them.
I can flirt.
You need to schedule an appointment with me.
Why? I'm fine.
You were flinging dead bodies at things. You're not fine.
They asked me to make a distraction. So
And
maybe
dead
it's-
body was the first thing you thought of? I wouldn't let
No,
it-
actually, the first thing I did was a bucket full of shrapnel, but I was pretty sure if I did that again, it'd kill somebody. I didn't want to kill people.
Uh-huh.
Daisy's in the room and just kind of goes, right. So I could pose as a server as well. I'm the right age for it.
And I think some of us should maybe go as like not servers, maybe as like guests.
Annie
so we're
Doobie
not-
got that charm though.
Points to Annie when you say that.
I feel like Daisy doesn't point but looks at Annie immediately. Like out of all of us, Annie's the one that can probably.
Everybody
do
just
that.
looks at Annie.
I mean, I was going to volunteer myself, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
You could be her arm candy.
already.
Yeah, Seattle size.
So
You could be
it's
our
a
arm
guess.
candy.
I don't know if I like that.
Annie
I like
looks
that.
over at Sparky at that point and just kind of like winks.
Sparky's totally fine with Annie in that sense. It's more Seattle calling them arm candy. They're like, I don't know. Something is off.
Seth kind of speaks up a little bit, but it's awkward, and like if this was an anime, they'd be like doing the two index fingers, poking them together, type thing. Like that's the energy that Seth is.
Seth is baby.
Exhibiting right now. Yep. Seth
B-A-B-I-E.
goes. Well, I mean, if Annie's gonna do that, she'd probably need like a bodyguard or something, right? I could do that.
Seth, it's okay if you like the leather.
And
Seattle's like, I probably have something that would fit you in leather.
Seth's just like, it's not the leather. Sort of just like over it at Sparky quietly.
Then why? And then Seattle like leans into sign. Then why else would you want to be a bodyguard?
And
So-
Seth is just doing the blushing, like, oh my god.
Yeah, and Sparky's like, moving on. So, couple servers, Couple guests, bodyguard. Who's going to be doing the actual stealing? Because I figure we're distraction. Or at least that's how we get in.
Wouldn't all of us technically be doing it?
Some of us would, but some of us might need to run distraction in case it goes pear-shaped, because it always goes pear-shaped.
Daisy's like, we need the safe person.
Why do you not like pears?
It's a thing. It's just I just don't want to talk about it. Anyway, if it goes bad, yeah, we do need someone who's.
Do pears taste bad?
We
They
can
do
talk
when they
about
go
pears
bad.
after. We can talk about
Daisy
pears
chimes
after.
in.
Everything tastes bad when it goes bad.
It's true.
That's
I'm a
why
big
it's
fan
called
of
going
pears.
bad.
Then why pears? Why not go apples?
Jock is just like looking around and
I don't know why. We should look that up.
like taking notes, but also like breathes out under their breath like, and now I remember why I stay in the med bay all the
Yeah. 100%.
All right.
Since the doc is out, Sparky's gonna kind of like eye Jacques and be like, "Did you want in on the mission at all? Do you want to?" Because you're normally not out of the med bay, so.
Yes, I could pose as a guest, but it seems that's covered. So,
Well, I mean,
obviously,
more hands.
yes, I could do that, and obviously, I'm great at blending in because nobody here seems to know that I exist on this ship. When's the last time you had a conversation with me?
I brought you an aloe plant when I bought everybody plants.
I think when we got Seth.
I
Actually, I
only
don't know.
speak with people when I'm upset with them.
Yeah, that's very true.
Why is
During the,
everybody upset at me?
No, Andrew was saying she only speaks with people when she's upset with them.
Oh,
So I think during the awkward pause there, Daisy's gonna chime in and go, looking at her tablet and go, "Oh, it's like some really old military reference to like, it's like a cleaner version of Tits Up."
What is?
A
What?
What
pear?
do birds have to anything to do with this?
No, Seattle. The
Daisy just
That
kind of
be
points at her chest and
breasts
goes, "Boobs."
Wouldn't that be breasts up?
I think it's an old slang.
Why are they calling breasts tits? Tits the type of bird.
I thought military men often liked breasts.
I think they do.
It's like Seattle's like, I got rid of mine.
Well, you are not a woman, though.
Daisy's like,
So guests.
well, I just wanted to know what. Well, Android wanted to know why we called it going pear-shaped. That's where it came from.
When Seattle says I got rid of mine, Annie does that unconscious thing. You know when you're like walking up and down the stairs or just out of the blue, you just hold your boobs? Yeah, Annie does that.
Like when you lose
She's-
something and you're looking for it?
That as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just does that for a moment, as if the thought of getting rid of her boobs would like be terrifying for her personally.
so I'm gonna need everyone to make an appointment with me.
Can we do it after the heist?
Feel
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I've been
Daisy,
out of the loop for too long.
Daisy looks at Shock and goes, "Do you have any of those like little reminder cards that you can give us? We'll write in like when the appointment is."
Daisy, you
'Cause I'll
have a
forget.
tablet.
Jacques just looks at Daisy,
Can
just
I do
like
my via video call?
a blank face, and then just like pulls out their phone, and without looking at it, still looking at Daisy, like types something in it, and Daisy gets like a message, and it's like appointment reminder with a frog emoji on it.
Daisy just gives the doc a thumbs up. It's like, thanks. Now well, I mean, there's a good chance I'll still forget, but it's a less of a chance that I'll forget now.
Android attempts to make a joke like other people are and says, "Do you carry antivirals?"
Seattle
just
is
gives a
losing
little-
his shit. Losing his shit. He's just wheezing.
The doctor, like, the corners of their lips, like, turn upward a little bit, and they just nod.
Android doesn't know how to respond and just nods back.
Oh, I didn't read far enough in the joke book. How does the
Seattle's losing his shit even more now.
Daisy's just smirking and shaking her head.
There are tears in the corners of his eyes.
Oh my god. So, Daisy, you're the resident tech specialist. What do you think we need to break in?
So, breaking into a rich person's place and stealing stuff. Can't relate, but if I had to guess, it's very obvious you can relate. If I had to guess,
You've done it twice now.
If I had to guess, I'd say you'd need, and she pulls up something on her tablet and like wipes it over to Sparky's. Like this kind of a safe cracker, and it's like some elaborate apparatus that hacks into or listens to safe combinations. Laser grid detectors, a bunch of mirrors, probably diamond tipped glass cutters. It's a lot of. You know what? I'll put together a spreadsheet for you. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just we'll make a list and we'll get it before the. Why am I running this?
It was your idea.
Yeah.
Besides, you had the best plan for the last one.
I threw smoke grenades into a field and we set the grass on fire.
Did
It
it
worked.
work?
All got out safely.
Don't ask me, did it work after the space station? Don't.
That also
We're
worked.
Seattle.
And it was also
Seattle.
your idea. It was also your
Seattle.
idea.
Don't you ever talk to me like that. It was not my idea. And we will talk about this later.
Yeah, Seattle's looking real confused right now because he's just like,
Daisy just clears her throat and goes, "Look, Captain's in charge of the ship. Dad's usually in charge of the shuttle. I'm not in charge of shit, so you're usually in charge of the away mission, Sparky."
Okay. So I will just forward me a list of whatever you think you need, and anyone else that needs things like outfits or whatever. We gotta go get stuff before we do this. We can't go off half-cocked again.
Daisy's face just lights up as she suddenly realizes something and just goes, "Oh, we can get heist outfits."
Jesus Christ.
You will need appropriate attire for a high-end soiree. I have appropriate attires made for such occasions.
Daisy just does like the jump up and down clapping thing, goes, "Fancy clothes! I'm gonna go shopping. I'll get you that
Sparky's
list."
kinda like-
She yells back as she's running out of the room.
I feel like now would be a really good time to pull up that Pinterest board where I had all of the outfits for
Right.
Mira.
Yes!
Heck yeah.
We're dipping into Mira's fancy clothes, lads.
Fantastic.
So if anyone has any other questions, I guess ask me, because I'm running this farce. No, cool. Okay, I'll be in my quarters. And Sparky just like exudes left, like gets the hell out of there.
Sometime later, you do get an email with a spreadsheet full of like cross-indexed things, links to where to what they are, what they cost, and all that jazz. And it's just basically like a full-on heist
Loadout,
cat
like
burglar kit
yeah.
type thing.
Okay.
And then there's a whole tab on the spreadsheet that's devoted to nothing but outfits. Ranked from absolutely necessary all the way down to would be nice.
Okay, Sparky would like try to pare the list down and also maybe steal a few of the things for their own outfits.
Yeah. Oh, there's like clothing suggestions for everyone, not just Daisy. Though a lot of them are for Daisy. That's what Daisy does. Anything else before you head somewhere to buy all this stuff?
Captain is just going to keep tending to... Actually, you know what? Do we know the name of the person we're stealing from?
Yeah. I think of a good name.
Is their name Hannibal Lecter by any chance?
No. It's not that.
If that's the case, the heist is off. I'm sorry.
Let's go with Wilhelm Duval the Third.
I hate him. Okay. I'm going to contact Vacation Grandpa about him. Just like,
1 second.
you okay, hon?
Coffee went down the wrong tube.
Oh.
Okay, we're good. You go to contact him, but unfortunately he is unavailable.
Oh, that's too
But
bad.
you can leave a message.
Just wondering if you knew anything about this person. No reason. Thanks, bye.
Okay, let me check something.
I don't like the fact that you're checking anything right now.
I rolled a 69. Nice.
Nice.
You do get an email back sometime later that just says that he doesn't know a whole lot about them. In honor of it being a 69, he's just gonna say, except that he's a massive flirt. Is known for whatever the gender neutral term is for womanizing. Peopleizing?
He's a pervert?
There you go. That works. Because, like, yeah, any gender doesn't matter.
Okay, noted.
I think we'd call that a Harkness.
Love it. Yes. That's perfect. So you do get that bit of information.
Okay, beyond that, I will look for a place to purchase the items that we need.
So there is a couple of options. There's a space station on the outskirts of the system where this planet is. Excuse me. To put that into context, it'd be like a space station at Pluto when you're trying to get to Earth. Or there is a planet in the middle of the system that has like a larger shopping area on it. It's largely an agricultural planet, so most of the planet is covered with farms. But there is an industrial, or not industrial, a city a big city hub up towards one of the poles of the planet, with lots of trade.
I'm torn on that because on one hand, better options in the bigger place, but on the other hand, more sus and more likely to be recognized by someone who doesn't like us, which is an ever-growing list.
Yeah. The space station definitely has more in and out traffic, but fewer people at a time. Fewer regulars, of course.
Mhm.
So unfamiliar faces would not be as unusual there.
Okay.
But limited selection. The city is a trade port, so there would be people coming and going, but not quite as much, because usually people are going there for agricultural business. There's a lot more regulars, and presumably there is some form of law enforcement there, whereas there might not be on the space station.
Gotcha. We'll go to the city.
Okay.
Why not?
Higher prices on the space station too, because
Yeah,
space
of course.
station.
It's a convenience store. I get it. Yeah, we'll go to the city, the metropolitan area.
Okay. Excuse me. Goodness. That really went down the wrong way. Okay. As you get there, they, of course, ask you for your information, ship registration, your purpose there, and all that standard stuff.
Lagrange, whatever our number is, I don't remember.
I don't either. The number.
Here for a number. Here for personal shopping excursion.
Okay. They have a pause for a few seconds while they enter some stuff into the computer, and then come back shortly after and go, all right, you're cleared to land on pad 2.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
We will.
And yeah, did you want to land the whole ship or just take the shuttle?
May as well land the whole ship. It sounds like most people want to go shopping, so.
Okay. You're able to land the ship, no problem. Not gonna make you roll for that.
Thanks.
And whenever you step off the ship, as soon as the door opens, it immediately smells like vegetation. It's very fresh, very oxygen-rich air because the whole planet is a bunch of plants. You could say instead of a planet, it's a planted.
Go to your room.
I'm already there. But it's relatively busy. There's a lot of people going to and fro. You notice a lot of people have like anti-grav sleds with, they're like Rubbermaid containers, but they're like 10 times the size of the big ones that you would get at like Walmart. They're massive. And you're able to tell that they're probably full of produce and things like that, grain and whatnot. Then off in the distance you can see where there's more like public transit type stuff, larger buildings, and areas where you can go shopping. There's also like a welcome center that you can go to get information about your surroundings.
Well, Android's gonna stay on the ship because she said she has an outfit.
Oh.
And she doesn't understand why people got excited about clothing, so.
I am listening. I am just outfit shopping. So I do have a list of other things I do want to buy, so I'll run that by you, Raven.
Okay.
Seattle's gonna like pilot the shuttle down, but he's not getting out of the shuttle.
Pray for the best.
So, well, you're parking the whole ship, so.
Oh, like we can bring the whole.
In that case, Seattle's just staying on board and working on the shuttle.
Okay. I was just quickly looking at some of these outfits. For Annie. Damn. Those are pretty cool. Okay. So Daisy for sure is going shopping. Sparky's going shopping. Seattle's staying on the ship. Android's staying on the ship. What about Jacques and Annie?
Annie's going shopping.
Okay.
Jacques will come and follow someone. Probably Seattle.
Seattle's
Okay.
staying on the ship.
Yeah, Seattle's on the ship. He's just working on the shuttle and basically just doing everything he can to like remove the scratches and stuff.
Right. Then Daisy.
Okay. Seth is going as well, and probably tagging along with Annie, wherever Annie decides to go. Where do all of you decide to go first?
If it's outfit shopping, I think Sparky would go along with the group. Otherwise, they have some private stuff to buy.
Okay. What about Annie?
Clothing.
Okay. That just leaves Daisy and the doctor. So Daisy's gonna go to the Welcome Center first. Which I assume that the doctor will too. So Seth will follow Annie. And then Sparky, yes, all of those things would be available. Yeah, all of those things would be available. I'll have to come up with the cost later, but yeah, you can get all those things. So we get to the Welcome Center, Daisy and the doctor. And there's like tourist department types videos playing about all there is to see in the city and the number of crops and exports and things like that the planet does for food and all this stuff. There's a very tourist trap like gift shop in there. And then there's like an information center where it's like maps and directions for different businesses. There's like a bulletin board with announcements and things like that. And some computer consoles where you can research things on your own. Excuse me. Jacques, could I get a sight roll from you? Oh, Daisy doesn't see anything.
Sorry,
Right.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh no, you're good. I was just making sure that you heard.
That was sight, right?
sight. Yeah.
Oh gosh, poor Jacques.
Okay. So Daisy just like is looking at something as she's walking one direction. She's looking a different direction, and just walks into this very large, burly guy in like a leather jacket, kind of over like a flight suit. Very obvious that this guy is works on a spaceship, maybe like a freighter pilot or something like that. And that is all that you're able to see right now, Jacques.
Cool. That makes me nervous.
So Daisy apologizes quickly, and the guy looks mean, but he just sort of grunts and shrugs it off and keeps walking. You're free to explore any specific areas in the building that you'd like to, but you don't notice anything obvious right now.
Could I roll like a gut feeling about the guy that Daisy bumped into?
Sure.
The 24.
You have no strong feelings one way or the other. He doesn't really seem to be a threat now that he's accepted the apology. And you don't get the sense that he's like, secretly stalking anybody or gonna start a fight or anything weird like that.
Okay.
Daisy's just gonna get a map and look around for some more information like that. Was there anything else that you wanted to do in here?
Not really. Mostly just observing Seth and Daisy and how Seth is interacting with Daisy. Very intriguing.
Well, Seth actually went with Annie.
Oh, Seth went with Annie. Sorry, I thought Seth went with Daisy for some reason.
No.
Sorry.
No worries.
Then, no, nothing. Like, Daisy might get a sense that, like, the doctor wants to say something to her, but then just decides not to. And, like, maybe I'll say it, then no. I'll just look at this right here, whatever this is.
Daisy's pretty perceptive on stuff like that, so she'd probably pick up on it and look at the doctor and just say, is there something that you were gonna say? You look like there's something that you wanted to tell me.
So, I don't really know all that's been going on. I get bits and pieces here and there. So, we made people lose their memory? Or you made me lose my memory? You double-crossed me?
Oh, that. I worked with you to do that originally. And then, you kind of did it wrong. So you weren't supposed to be affected as well, but however you executed it, you lost your memories too. Yeah.
Jacques just like looks wounded. Their pride is wounded when Daisy suggests that they did something wrong or messed it up. But
Daisy backpedals a little bit and goes, "Oh, I mean, it might be possible that I made a mistake. A mistake happened somewhere, but no, it wasn't intentional for you to lose your memories as well."
So, I have so many questions, but let's just shop.
All right. Well, I got a map of the shopping places. I think Annie and Seth were going to clothes shopping. We could go there first, meet up with them. I have, as per usual, I have no idea where Sparky went.
The doctor kind of like gets a sly grin on their face, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go meet up with Annie and Seth."
Okay, that sounds good. Daisy just goes towards the clothing area. So Annie, you and Seth will have a head start on it on Daisy and the doctor. So is there anywhere that you wanted to go check out first? Any type of clothing store that you wanted to look at first?
Annie's probably beelining for like the fancier stuff, I would say. So if she's gonna go in style.
Okay. I mean, y'all are kind of rich at the moment, so that makes sense. Oh my goodness. Sorry, just saw Zoom chat. Okay, yeah, so you find like it's a really fancy store. They've got like people waiting at the door to be your like personal clothing selector helper. And they're all ridiculously overpriced clothes, ranging from like designer t-shirt and jeans all the way up to like black tie and coattails type suits and tuxes and really fancy ball gowns and things like that. Seth looks extremely uncomfortable, but is there.
Bless him.
He's running away.
He's a team player, but yeah, I would say Annie just starts picking things up and like holding them up and kind of looking at them from different angles, and every now and then she'll grab something and like hold it up to Seth. And as she finds things that she likes, she'll like motion for Seth to hold out his arms so she can drape them over.
Yep, he does that, and literally everything like you hold up, Seth's just like, oh, that looks great.
He's my favorite himbo.
He's so supportive.
Yeah. It could look god-awful or amazing, and his response is just like, that looks great.
My absolute favorite himbo after one Emmett. Yeah, so she makes her round of the clothing available to them. She doesn't go for anything like ball gown. That would be a little too much even for Annie, I think. But yeah, she amasses quite the nice little pile of clothes over Seth's arm for the both of them.
Okay.
Is there like a dressing room or something? Fitting room?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's super fancy. They're like private little, almost like a little changing suite rather than just a room.
The kind
they
of
have little
champagne.
mints in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Complimentary snacks and things like that, because they don't really care if you spill stuff on the clothes, because then you have to buy them.
Yeah, so she'll drag Seth that way.
Okay. He very nervously joins you in the changing suite, which has a couple of different changing little booths, with the doors and everything, so they're all private and whatnot. It's actually like, I don't know if you've ever gone to like a wedding dress shopping place, but they have like a sitting area right outside the changing thing, because they know whoever's going shopping with them, they're going to be sitting there for a really long time. It's like that, but super fancy. So that's where Seth parks his keister, and tries some of the champagne and is unsure how he feels about champagne. And I think right around that time, Daisy would definitely go to the fancy store too. So I'll let you decide. Do you want Daisy and the doctor to get there before you get into the changing area, so that you see them, or do you want to just do the changing area thing by yourself?
I think that, like, not knowing if they were coming that way anyway, she would probably just go ahead and start trying things on.
Okay. So in that case, when you're getting ready to try things on, that's around the time that Daisy and the doctor show up in the store. Daisy's immediately going to go to like the fanciest clothes, not like the ballroom gowns and like frilly stuff, but like the fanciest designer, like normal everyday outfits. The stuff that looks like relatively normal, but it's just too super expensive. Where does Jacques go?
Jacques, I'm trying to think. I think Jacques would go for like this really nice like tuxedo that's like maybe even like cape like, just a little bit like a very pompous like anime like gender neutral non-binary folk would like just the like, you know, like, and luscious and lavish and like very like, but also very tame.
I'm having
From
a hard
now
time
on-
picturing what you're talking about.
From now on, I am only associating NBs with like capes. That's it. No, there's nothing else.
You're not wrong.
I love it.
I used to have a floor-length suede leather cape with a raccoon fur ruff around the headpiece and down the front, and it was in forest green. Fucking loves that. My birth creature stole it from me and gave it to somebody as a Christmas present, and then told me about it afterwards.
Oh, rage.
Just throw the whole person in the trash. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm picturing in my head, and just tell me if I'm wrong, like correct my mental image if it's incorrect. What I'm picturing in my head is like old school Doctor Who Doctor, like with the cape and stuff. I think it's like the second or third Doctor, but a little bit more toned down, so it's a little less conspicuous.
My inspiration for today's look comes from Kaya from Genshin Impact. Jay, I don't know if you got that vibe when I was trying to describe it.
100%. 100%. I'm
Okay.
here
So
for it.
I'll put a link to the image in the chat.
Okay, cool. I will take a look at that. But yeah, regardless of what it looks like, they absolutely have whatever you want. All right, cool. So the two of them are busy. Sparky, was there anything that you wanted to role play out while you're doing this shopping?
Nothing especially. If there is any kind of hitch in the giddy up in terms of buying those specific items, then we can do that. But otherwise, I do have an outfit I'm putting together as well. So I think Sparky would probably meet up with them while they're shopping.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing like specific that happens while you're buying those particular items. So we'll just fast forward a little bit to eventually. Well, I'll let Annie do whatever changing room stuff that Annie wants to do, and then once you leave that section, we'll have everybody sort of meet up in the store at the same time.
Yeah, no, in terms of Annie, she has like 5 or 6 options that she cycles through. Occasionally she will come out and like motion for Seth to get a zipper or something for her. Do a little strut around the store, you know? Figure out what she likes best. She probably tries on one dress like 3 separate times, scattered between the other options that she keeps coming back to.
Okay.
It takes her a little while to get through the stuff. She keeps eyeing the pile of clothes that's out by Seth because she deliberately like put stuff down there for him to try, and clearly he's not doing that. So now she's in a bad mood.
So
she's got all this effort that I put into dressing you, and you're not going to try it on.
after the first couple of outfits, that's like, so like, am I supposed to like try those on, or it like?
No, you know what? I thought it might be fun if they just sat there and wrinkled.
Right, I'll go try them on. So he quickly grabs everything and goes to the other booth. And anytime you ask Seth to get like a zip or anything like that, he handles it with the grace and charm of a high schooler trying to pin on a corsage on their date for the first time ever.
I think Annie kind of does it on purpose. Obviously, she just knows.
Absolutely.
So like the first time it happens, she's like, and so she just does it with increasing frequency, just to freak him out a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't get any less nervous or awkward. It's a consistent level of awkwardness from Seth. And that awkwardness continues as he also comes out with certain outfits on and is like, does this look good, or?
I feel like anytime that he gets awkward with a zipper and he's just like, yeah, did your fingers get caught in there? Like, what's taking so long? She has opinions on things as he comes out. What?
Lots of stammering when you do that.
Oh, yeah. She just loves to poke fun. But no, as he starts coming out in different things, like she points out things that she likes and is not shy in saying fuck no to certain other things that don't look good. She's got like some color options there, which, you know, if he decides to get anything, I'll let you decide on that. But there are certainly options there that she's picked for him. And then she
literally gets just whatever Annie tells him to get is what he gets.
All right.
Because to say Annie... he has zero fashion sense is an understatement.
Ooh, I haven't put any thought into an outfit for Seth. I thought you were gonna let me off the hook and you pick something. I'd say that it's something that matches Annie decently well. So she ends up going, I know I sent a couple different options there, but she ends up going with a dress that is like off the shoulder, long sleeve, black, floor to hip slit on one side. Very, very plain, like understated, but definitely fits her like a glove. And she is very happy to flaunt that.
Okay.
For Seth, probably something along the same lines, like very plain and understated, but something that has like a really nice fit, probably in black as well to match.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, so matching color, what I'm picturing is like a really nice, very well tailored three-piece suit where all three pieces are pretty much the same color with like a black shirt and a black tie. Since he's supposed to look like a bodyguard.
Yeah. We're all about the understated and making it pop.
All right, cool. So that goes on for a while, obviously. And I imagine right as you're coming out with your selection, I know at least Daisy is coming in with an armful of clothes to try on. Does Jacques show up around the same time to try things on, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And I imagine Sparky probably ends up in the store right around that same time. So you can all see each other. However you want to do that interaction.
I think Sparky's so focused on the outfit that they probably don't even look around for anyone else at the moment.
All right.
So Annie and Seth have picked something out, and now Daisy is going to try things on.
Mhm.
Annie looks at Seth and she's just like, okay, well, how about you stay with Daisy? She hands him the dress that she's picked out. She says, I'll be back shortly. You just keep a hold of this for me and stay with Daisy.
He's like, yeah, okay, sounds good. And, like, does, like, an awkward little, like, half salute thing. And then immediately goes, why the hell did I just do that? And sort of stares down with wide eyes at the ground.
I love him.
I can't believe you were sent to kidnap me.
Annie looks at Doc and is like, yeah, this is the same kid who put a gun to my head, so I guess we're both surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth's just like, so Daisy, what clothes did you pick out?
And Annie leaves. Annie's gonna peace out for a little while.
Alright, cool. Yeah, Daisy just goes about trying things on and just keeps looking at Seth like, why are you acting so weird? I'm not acting weird, shut up. That type of stuff. So that's gonna take a while. I am continuing to look at these outfits that you all are choosing.
So that's kind of what Sparky is going for.
Okay. It is loading.
Okay.
Nice.
This is like my favorite bit. I love doing this.
I like it. Okay. So eventually everybody gets their outfits. Daisy ends up with like a very common, you know, like wait staff type outfit, but also has like she plans the outfit in layers. So like she's got like a not like skin tight, but relatively tight clothing that's like all navy blue, with like a dark colored beanie and everything for like your classic I'm gonna break into a place and rob it type look underneath the serving clothes, and then she's got like probably like a kind of fancy cocktail dress in red, that she's gotten one that can be sort of like folded up really small, and put into a bag without it wrinkling. So it's like a fancy, futuristic, doesn't ever wrinkle no matter what dress, because we're in the future. And she's got that packed with her as well, so she can like change into whatever the situation calls for. And she's super excited about it and tells everybody in the crew about it.
I think as soon as she tells Sparky about it, Sparky's like, I'm gonna be right back. And they're gonna go get like versions of their outfit, but in that fabric.
Awesome. Yeah, she's super excited about it and goes on and on about how the dress doesn't wrinkle because she thinks it's the most amazing thing ever. And then, yeah, I think that's about it to cover for the clothes shopping, unless there's anything else. Jacques or anybody?
No.
All right. So with that, I think this is a good spot to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll catch back up with Seattle and Android as well on the ship. And then I imagine everybody's probably going to be hungry in-game. So we can address that or whatever else it is that you want to do on the planet before you leave as well. And then head over to the heist. So, don't go anywhere, unless it's like to go hydrate or grab snacks or whatever you need to do for the next 10 minutes. But come back in 10 minutes, because that's when we'll be back. See you then. There it is. Hi, we're back. Sorry for the extended break there. I had to run and go do something real quick. So everybody wraps up their clothes shopping. Everybody's got their awesome outfits, and then I'm assuming that anything that needed to be picked up for like Seattle or Android or Liam is still on the ship. That was done as well. So while all that's going on, I know Seattle's working on the weapons, Android's hanging out on the ship. Is there anything that you two wanted to do character-wise or roleplay-wise before everybody gets back?
Android is going to practice changing her braid because she does not want the singular braid. She wants Dutch braids.
Cute.
And she's never done them before, so she has to figure out how to do Dutch braids.
Okay.
And it's frustrating.
Let me have you do a nimbleness check. Just to see how quickly you pick it up. $24? Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. But you actually pick it up decently quickly.
Yay.
All right. In that case, I'll have everybody be back up at the ship with your clothing and things. There's still some of the equipment that you'll need to go pick up for the heist, which is going to be in a little bit different part of the town. And they've also got like a really, it's not like galaxy famous, but like for this planet or even this system, like it's the place to go for fresh food, with a lot of different restaurants of tons and tons of different styles of food. It's sort of like the if you go there, you have to go to this spot to try the food or whatever. Is kind of the marketing for it. So that's an option for you if you want to go there and check that out, or you can just grab your heist gear and head out. Which would you like to do?
Android would be interested in seeing the food place, even though she can't eat, but only if people want to go with her.
That's a mood. Yeah, I think Sparky would go.
Okay.
Doc has been trapped on the ship for a while, so they're all for it.
All right. Daisy's gonna go with wherever the majority of the group goes. Seth is gonna go wherever Annie goes, because Seth's basically a puppy at this point. What's Annie gonna do?
So if you remember, Annie left the crew at the clothing place.
Right. Where did Annie go, and did Annie come back with the rest of everybody?
Annie probably shows up once everybody's collected back at the ship. You did say they came back to the ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Annie actually went and spent some time getting a quick update on her do. Because, you know, the pink is growing out. She wants to look fresh for this very fancy heist. And she comes back, hold on, I'll show you the reference photo that I have. She comes back with her hair looking kind of like that. So she's had all the pink and it's probably, I don't know if maybe in the future they have faster methods for hair stripping, but she stripped all the color out of it anyway.
I'm sure they do.
It's
Very
kind of like a
cute.
light silver now. Which is very weird because you guys have only ever seen her with the light pink.
Oddly enough, Sparky's done something similar.
Nice. Yeah, so she's got her hair in like this light silver, with the dark brown roots at the top, so she has it kind of faded from her roots. And her hair is done in like a loose braid, like a little waterfall braid down her back, to match her snazzy outfit tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, Seth is all compliments, and thinks it looks really cool, of course. Daisy looks over Annie and kind of stares, but just sort of like takes a second to decide how she feels about it, and then does an approving nod, like, looks pretty good. And then yeah, does Annie go with everybody over to the food?
Yeah.
Food area. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So Liam's still hanging out on the ship. I think. What about Seattle and Android?
I'm going.
You already said you're going.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then was Seattle going?
Well, nobody bothered to invite him, so he doesn't bother.
I think Sparky would have sought Seattle out if he hadn't made any mention of it. If we had sent out a thing of it and Seattle hadn't responded, so I think if anything, Seattle would still seek him out. Kind of like, hey, Seattle, you got a sec?
Seattle turns his attention towards Sparky.
Okay.
It's pretty obvious that he did not go the proper method, and his hair looks dingy as shit.
It's different. That's all that matters. Sparky's hair is much like in that photo, is very like nice and curled just the right way, very like chestnut into blonde. It's completely different from what they're normally wearing because they're, a wanted criminal. So we're all going for food. It's like a big to do apparently. Did you want to come?
Probably better if I don't.
Do you want me to bring you anything?
There's food here.
Did you need anything for the heist?
I'm just piloting the shuttle. I've already got it ready to go.
Okay. I like the hair.
It sucks.
Kind of. Do you want to hand redoing it?
I'm just gonna shave it off.
Okay. Gotta go. Let us know if you need anything.
Taps Sparky on the shoulder before they can go. I wasn't trying to insult you when I said you're the one who plans. You're smart. You're smarter than I am. A lot smarter than I am.
Wasn't about the planning, Seattle.
Then what was it?
It was you saying it was my idea to do the thing you did.
You wanted me to make a distraction.
I didn't want you to do that. And I didn't think I had to say it.
Enjoy dinner. And Seattle turns back to work.
Yeah, and Sparky will just head out.
At some point, a little bit after that, probably, Daisy does send a text to Seattle, and just says, "Hey, we're all going out to get food." I'm still kind of weirded out about the whole corpse thing, but learning moment. Now we both know that I get really nauseous with stuff like that, so now we know moving forward that I don't need to be around that. So we're cool. You want food?
Seattle replies with, "There's food on the ship."
Yeah, crappy food. Well, aside from the cheese.
Excuse me, I do not make crappy food.
Oh, I mean, crappy ingredients, she replies.
It's still food. It's still good.
And
You
Daisy
probably
just
noticed
replies,
the only time Seattle has eaten off the ship at a station was the one time he went on a date.
yeah.
He's never picked up like very extraneous items outside of the one outfit he bought the one time.
Daisy replies back, if you don't tell me what type of food you want, I'm just getting you one of a lot of things.
I want the food I'm making on the ship.
She just sends you back a frog emoji.
It's back a frog emoji.
Alright. Daisy's gonna head off towards the food area with everybody else. So-
Backpedaling for a second, just before they leave, Annie does want to come in and see if Liam is coming. I would also assume that she does pick up something for him to wear. She's not under the impression that he's helping with the heist. In fact, big sister energy, she's not letting him. But she doesn't want him to be the only one to not have something nice. So I have a feeling that she would also grab something nice for him to wear on the way back. So she brings that into him to go see if he wants to come have some food.
Yeah, when you take him the clothes, he's like, hey, thanks, this is really nice. I haven't had an outfit like this in a while. I appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of figured me being, freshly escaped from that place, probably not best for y'all to have my face public with you. At least until we know how much heat's on us.
To be fair, we've done a lot of weird shit, and we've never let that stop us from showing our faces before. So I'm inclined to say that on this occasion you're probably fine, and if you're not, you have a whole crew willing to help you out of a rough spot.
All right. Well, I actually know a thing or two about crime now. Since
Annie
just
for a second, her expression just like, oh fucking boy, like. But then she tries to look, fine again.
Yeah, he's like, the training wasn't optional at the compound, so I know a couple of things. I can help
just
if you need.
forget things you learned. It's fine. You don't need to know that anymore.
And he's like, but if I know that, then I can help you.
Yeah, but the whole point is that you don't need to help. Because like I said, whole crew, we've done this shit before. You don't have to worry about it.
But probably don't remember. So see, we've had a similar conversation before. Where you told me I didn't need to help. And then I didn't hear from you for a while, and I tried to come help on my own, and then I ended up where you rescued me from. So, I know you don't remember, but let me help if you need help.
Her expression tightens a little bit, and she kind of straightens her posture a little bit, and she looks at him and she's like, well, maybe you should have listened to me.
Maybe. But, alright, well. Thanks for the clothes.
She blows out a breath, and kind of slumps down a little bit. And she's like, no, it's fine. Didn't mean it. Just, come on, let's go get some food. You can come with us.
Alright. I know you're just trying to protect me, but I'm still a kid, but I'm also not a kid. Don't have to worry quite so much.
Well, I may not remember much, but there is definitely a part of me that thinks that is a lie, and therefore I will be worrying about you. So come on, kid, just get ready and let's go.
It's like, all right, I'll make a deal with you. You can worry about me, but I will worry about you proportionately to how you're worried about me.
Or I won't worry about you just as long as you don't do something worrisome.
Right back at you.
She just sighs and just allows him a couple of moments to get ready while she waits outside. And she waits for him.
Before you do leave, like, he holds that, like, sort of blank expression for a second after saying that. But after a couple seconds, there's just, like, this slow, like, lopsided grin that shows up on his face, and you can tell, like, he's just trying to get to you at this point.
She responds to him with that same old Belmont grin. Two peas in a pod. You can tell they're siblings.
Yep. He goes, all right, well, we probably should be careful about showing all of our faces. But I mean, this place is pretty backwater. It should be fine, right?
I'm not gonna say anything that could potentially jinx us. Let's just go.
All right, fair. Well, get out of here so I can change.
She like holds up her hands in surrender and like walks out the door.
So yeah, he shuts the door, changes, and comes back out in whatever outfit that you got for him. I'm sure it looks very sharp. All right, so then you all leave
Can
the ship.
Annie? Sorry, I keep interrupting you, but before we leave,
You're good.
can Annie also swing by to see Seattle?
Sure.
Because she hasn't asked the others if they've asked him yet. So she just shows up with Liam in tow. Liam is now part of the awkward family drama.
Seattle's in his room now.
Well, okay. The quarters are all together. She doesn't know where he is. Maybe she'll just knock on the door as they're going then. As they pass out of quarters. She figures if he's not there, then he's probably with the shuttle.
Seattle comes out. First thing you'll probably notice, he has no eyebrows and no hair.
Oh my god.
He shaved his eyebrows too?
Yeah, because he tried to bleach the pink out of those too.
Oh my god. Okay.
Annie signs to him and she's like, hey, what's up, cue ball?
Take offense to that. I don't.
Seattle looks a bit confused and is just like, tried to get the pink out. Didn't work.
It's either cue ball J or Mr. Clean. Like, I got options here if we want
Mr.
to
Clean
call.
is pretty hot, so
Yeah.
go
Well,
on.
there you
You
go.
could get it.
And like he's canonically ace too, and he's basically a service sub. He likes to clean.
Okay, so then he couldn't get it, but if he wanted it.
I mean, he
So-
could be a power bottom. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Clearly, I've waded into
Wow.
water that I did not intend to. So
It's okay, it's clean water.
apparently so, unless
We
you
all
want it to
simp
be
for Mr.
dirty.
Clean.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
Anyway, Annie kind of motions just like with a tilt of the head to Liam. And then she says to Seattle, like, come on, we're going to get food now.
There's food on the ship.
There sure is. Now let's go.
I'm eating food on the
I'm
ship.
sorry.
Have fun.
Lisa just killed me in Zoom chat. It's fine.
Yeah, I saw it. I've elected to ignore it.
So how about those pork chops?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't made pork chops in a really long time. I should go to the store and buy some more because they were very delicious last time I made them. So, um,
So what
and
was
he's
that
just
about
like,
motioning to Liam? What's going
oh
on?
yeah, no. Seattle's insisting that he's gonna stay here. But Riley, stop. So okay, Annie, right? She's like, no, I realize that there's food here, but I would like you to join me for supper. I'm inviting you personally to have supper with me.
There's food on the ship.
Yes. However, I think that it would be really lovely to have supper off the ship for once, get out, stretch our legs, and I'm inviting you to come with me.
I'm eating on the ship. Have fun.
Listen, pal, I'm not afraid to kick you in the shins. Can you please come with me?
No. I'm eating on the ship.
The kind of joking that she was getting on with kind of leeches out of her a little bit. It's kind of like replaced with a mixture of confusion, but also like, you know, when you joke with someone, you kind of come up against a sudden wall and you're like, wow, that's different. It's kind of like that feeling as well, where she's like, all right. And then she doesn't even respond. She just turns to Liam. She's like, come on, kid, let's go.
Seattle heads back into his room.
And she's going to leave you until you are until you're done with your little tantrum. And yeah, she's just going to take Liam and go.
Liam is very awkward at this moment, but doesn't say anything and just goes with Annie. And yeah, Seattle, based on notes that you were saying, you might have those the way that you had like some familiar feelings before when you escaped the compound. It's not quite as strong, but you have some faint pieces of memory that come back. Not like a PTSD flashback, but like I can
More of an
remember
emotional,
things
an emotional sort of.
Yeah, more
feedback.
like a deja vu kind of flashback rather than a traumatic one. You just go like, wait a minute, I know a couple of little tidbits of something that happened, but I have no context for those things. So you do get a little bit of a memory back of what you described to me. With that, we'll head over to the food district. As you all get there, there are dozens of different restaurants, all surrounding this like big open square with tons and tons of tables. I think like the layout of a mall food court, but massive. And the antithesis of mall food court food. It's really fancy and nice and expensive. And all of these smells are just sort of blending together in a pleasant way. Despite the fact that there are dozens of different cultures represented in the food, regions, ingredients from different planets, all kinds of stuff. And it's not super full. Excuse me. There are plenty of tables available. but it's not empty either. There's a few couples milling about. Several tables are full in the little courtyard, and people from all different walks of life are included in that. What I'd like to do is have each of you make a sight roll, and then possibly another roll based on what your results are. Okay. And sight. Okay, so Daisy once again doesn't see anything. Jacques, Android, Sparky. Okay. You all notice something. What was Annie's sight roll?
15.
15? Okay. So Jacques and Android and Sparky, you all notice that there are some, what did I call them? GPF, I think, Galactic Police Force. There are some of those officers. There's 2 groups of 2. So they're sort of paired off. They're at a couple of different spots within the area. 2 of them are at a particular food place making an order, and 2 of them are sort of walking around the courtyard. Annie, you notice the 2 that are ordering food, but you don't notice the other 2. And then Sparky, you notice the 2 that are patrolling seem to be looking at a tablet and then looking around. Sparky, Android, and Jacques can make a gut feeling check at this point.
I just want to clarify, because I got a 7. I'm still seeing this?
Oh! I was looking at your previous roll. I'm sorry. No, you do not. I was looking at the 24. Okay, no, you don't see any of this at all.
Oh yes, Android's amazingly great gut feeling numbers. Oh dear.
Hey,
20.
not bad.
I'll take it.
So Android, your tactical subroutines activate. So sort of like the Android equivalent of your Spidey senses are tingling.
Okay.
And Sparky, you get an uneasy feeling. You don't feel like they're necessarily trying to find you specifically. But you do get the
we
feeling
did
that
just break out, an entire space station from corporate rule. So
yeah, you do get the sense that it's probably best that these guys do not see you.
gotcha. Okay.
And by you, I mean the collective you.
Yeah. Whoever I'm with, I'm gonna do my best once I know they're not looking for a second to just be like, "There's cops watching us. Just keep low profile."
Send out a private communication. Be wary of police force.
Daisy, of course, being discreet, doesn't say anything, but she does send a group message. It's just a frog emoji and then the grimace emoji. And Liam looks to Annie and goes, "What does this mean?" And he's pointing to the frog and the grimace face.
Annie just rolls her eyes. She's like, don't worry about it.
Okay. Here I thought we'd get to be free of external anxiety for a session. Um, remember when I said last week that there's going to start to be consequences from the actions that start showing up? Yeah. So they're moving around. You definitely could potentially try to order food and eat while still avoiding the ones walking around, or you could try to distract them or get them to go away. There's you can do whatever you'd like.
Does this nice place have takeout?
That's what I was gonna say. Can we get it to go?
Oh, absolutely. Like the place is set up so that you order your food from whatever restaurant or restaurants you want, and they give it to you, and then you go sit in the big, really fancy courtyard.
Mm.
And of course, all of the restaurants serve food that's grown. Like all of it's grown and done here on the planet.
Yeah, we
Food
could
court
always
episode,
order it and
yes.
take it back to the ship.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one by one then. So let's start with Annie. What type of food would Annie order?
I feel like Annie's not picky. Like if everybody's just kind of going for the same stuff, like she just, I don't know, she'll take whatever. Food's food.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like Annie is the equivalent of the way I was in my dorm room when I lived in Quebec for 2 months, where I would just like boil spaghetti noodles and throw a jar of sauce in it and hide in my room. Like she just doesn't care.
Okay. That's really funny. All right, then we'll start with someone else then, and we'll just say Annie tags along with whoever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jacques, what type of food would you go for? Keeping in mind, literally any type of food that you could possibly want is here.
Some blackened, like charred salmon with hollandaise sauce, and some steamed broccoli, and maybe like a little creme brulee for dessert.
Okay.
Bro, what the fuck? You're gonna follow up my spaghetti story with that? That's a little rude. Now I sound even more stupid.
That's how I feel after I describe my outfit after you describe your outfit.
Oh, it's payback, is it?
No, it's really the doctor has expensive taste.
Meanwhile, I'm here like, I'll have the garlic bread, please.
I mean, to be fair, I do the same thing. Well, I mean, close to the same thing. I do the jarred pasta sauce too, and I'll usually throw in like a can of diced tomatoes and some seasoning, and then pour that over the noodles.
I hate tomatoes.
Good to
I can
know.
hardly eat the sauce.
Good
If there's
to
too
know.
much sauce, it's too tangy and I can't eat it.
Okay. Do you know what makes an amazing tomato substitute then? That is so delicious in pasta and spaghetti sauce?
Mm,
Roast pumpkin.
interesting.
Like
That's
it
fair.
is so silky, and it has like the same sort of like heavy texture of a cooked tomato sauce. And
Interesting.
you can water it down with like a little bit of broth.
Also,
Nice.
roasted red bell pepper is just chef's kiss. Okay, so Jacques, you order that. We're gonna say that you find a French themed restaurant, so most of that sounds fairly French themed. And Annie, is there anything specific you'd like, or do you just go with whatever Jacques gets?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, she stands behind Jacques and just like, the face as they rattle off these weird sounding, expensive things. Yeah, she probably will just kind of pick certain things out of that and go from there.
Okay.
I
So
feel like she's gonna
Belmonts-
end up with like a mix and match of the different things that everybody else has.
Okay. The Belmonts were like really rich, right? Like growing up. Was I correct in remembering that description?
I don't think I ever thought about it. I mean, I don't think they were like filthy rich or anything, but they weren't too bad off.
Okay. In that case, and you may hate me for this, I don't know. But
Uh-oh.
Liam's gonna walk up and like order something speaking in French, and it's like something that's not even on the menu.
I mean, judging by the fact that Annie has the linguist trait, I mean, I'm not entirely surprised by that. So, sure,
Jacques'
why not?
pride is wounded.
Oh no. It's probably like some not a souffle because that would take way too long, but something like equally fancy and but that can be made quick. So now
Annie
what I
probably
need-
makes a joke in French or something, just like poking fun at him.
Yeah, he responds in French like,
So have the French part of the crew noticed the name of the shuttle yet?
Oh, probably.
I don't
Just
think
everybody
Liam
knows
has.
better than to open their mouth.
Okay, so what I need from Jacques and Annie is a blend-in roll to order this while not drawing attention.
What is she gonna do? Start screaming in French? Like, what do you want from me? Oh my god. The only time I ever roll a nat 20 is on stupid shit. So that's a 41.
So
Holy
this
crap.
stupid shit might not get you killed.
Yeah.
Take it.
I also
Uh.
just want to point out that I accidentally used my Exodus dice, so
Nice.
there we go.
So you and Liam are essentially invisible for the rest of this little encounter thing. Jacques, you are blending it. Surprisingly, given that outfit that you described and sent a picture of, blending in quite well. They also don't pay attention to you at all. Which leaves Sparky, Android, Daisy, and Seth.
Why do I
Android-
feel like Seth is going to be the one to fuck this up?
I don't know, but stealth is like one of the few things he's good at, so I think he'll be okay.
Oh boy.
Where does Android go? Do you follow anyone in particular, or go to a specific restaurant to check it out?
I would follow Sparky.
Okay. In that case, Sparky, where do you go?
Sparky is looking for Martian cuisine because that is home for Sparky, at least as far as they
Alright.
read. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's absolutely a Martian restaurant that has dishes that are that have ingredients that they grew on Mars.
Okay. Yeah. I imagine it's kind of like bastardizations of Earth cuisine to some extent, but also like weird new things like that. So Sparky's probably just giving Android like a quick rundown of what Martian cuisine was like growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's mostly like it's not the fanciest stuff. Sparky grew up on the streets for a fair bit of time, so they're used to less ridiculous, let's say, fare, but they're kind of like describing these things and they're looking. I think they're gonna look like they're trying to not educate, like going on a tour almost, like with a oh my god, my brain is falling apart. When you have someone over from another country who is staying with you for a period of time, what do you call them?
An exchange student.
Exchange?
Yes, yeah. So I'm imagining it's kind of like that scenario that Sparky's trying to put on. Like, Android is an exchange from another, planet or culture, and Sparky's like trying to teach them culture.
So I'm kind of thinking, like, I'm picturing things in my mind. Would you say that maybe like the type of stuff Sparky's used to is like Martian street food, which would I imagine would be like an amalgamation of a lot of different culture street food and
Probably,
different.
yeah, like a lot of fried proteins and things like that. But also, I imagine there's something that's like it's a like a flash frozen dish, like something that's just really easy to do, like liquid nitrogen, and you eat it like that before it thaws.
Oh, that's cool. Literally, but also
Mhm.
really cool.
And it's not a dessert either. So
Ooh, very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, because it's Mars and it's freaking cold. And
Oh,
if you know anything
you
about
could do that
Canadians,
with like one of the cold soups,
oh
like
yeah,
a flash frozen gazpacho.
oh could
That
do,
would be
yeah.
oh my god, that would be so good in like a hot day.
Ooh,
Oh, that would be really good.
ooh.
We're getting food
Now I
ideas
want to
now.
put gazpacho into a popsicle mold.
You're welcome. So what would you like me to roll for that?
Um, you don't have to roll anything for that part.
Okay.
That's just you do that perfectly because that's your
Okay.
home. But you do need to roll blend in, both of you, because those cops are still walking around, and now there's two cops walking around. Or two
Can I
cops.
add? Because I do have stealth, but I don't feel like stealth adds into blend in this case. Can I add
Okay.
culinary?
Sure.
Okay, because I do actually have that.
Absolutely. Uh,
That would make it 20.
20. Nice. Yeah, you do a decent job. That is close enough that I am going to have them roll, though.
Mm-hmm. Vanessa, you thought it was going to be Seth.
I don't know, Jay. There's still plenty of time.
That's true. That's very true.
Okay, because you have changed your hair color and everything. They do not notice you. So, without the situational bonus, they would have, though.
Told ya.
Android. What is your blend in? 17.
46.
Have you changed your appearance at all? Muted.
Oh, my hair's in a different style, and I'm no longer modulated like GLaDOS.
Okay.
Because when I was dealing with like the cartel and crap, I looked like a simple robot.
Right. That is true. Okay. Would you like to add a d6 to your roll?
Yes.
It's terrifying when you ask that.
No reason.
No reason. 4, so
Okay.
23? No, 22?
21.
21.
They
I
do-
can math.
They do pause and stare at you, and then look down at their tablet, and then stare at you again. The one on the left looks to the one on the right and points at you. They confer for a little bit, and then the one on the right shakes his head.
And I think the whole time Sparky is like doing this whole, cultural exchange thing, and meanwhile keeping a massive side eye on the cops. Like,
You definitely get the sense that this was a close call, but they've passed. They've moved on. Now for Daisy and Seth.
Here we go. Everybody hold on to your asses.
Because Daisy was not joking when she said if Seattle didn't tell her what he wanted to eat, she was going to order one of a bunch of things. So she's going from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant, ordering whatever their featured dish is, like the top thing on their specials. Let's see how she does.
kids are gonna get us killed.
Not a smart thing to do with him right now.
It's 24. And then for Seth, a 30. I'm going to add a d6 to Daisy's blend in. So good news, I'm using one of my d6s to help y'all.
Bless.
That's one less d6 for the enemies to have. That makes it a 28. So yeah. The two cops that were ordering food and then had then started patrolling along with the other two do take notice of Seth and Daisy. They shake their heads and they're just like, fucking rich kids. And they keep walking around. So, you all get food, whatever it is that you want. You're able to get back to the ship, and amazingly, you didn't get caught.
How the fuck?
How did buying food turn into the most stressful thing?
Sounds like all my first dates.
Daisy and Seth are coming back loaded down with food, just like, it looks like they went and bought groceries for 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
So bags hanging off of both their arms, boxes just stacked up, being held by both arms. Both of them are like this. And yeah, they immediately go to the mess hall and start laying everything out.
Annie gives them a look like they're absolutely nuts.
Daisy's just like, we have money to spend. Why not, right? Treat ourselves. And she messages Seattle with the group chat thing. It says, okay, Dad, there's new food on the ship. It's now food on the ship. Come eat.
Seattle replies with, I already ate.
Just replies back with
and then it follows up with, please make sure all the extra food is stored correctly.
She replies back first with a frog emoji and a frowny face, and then afterwards says, of course. And then her and Seth just go at it trying, like, sampling everything until they're sick. I know, right? It's very wholesome. I love it. So, you do know that police here are looking for someone. With that information, does anybody want to do anything with that information? Do a little more research into what's going on?
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, I don't have to eat, so I mean.
Okay. How would you like to go about that? What method would you like to use to find out this information?
Search warrants, current warrants. I assume
Okay.
they're a matter of public record in this.
Yeah, they would be. You can do that with tech engineering.
And I think Sparky's probably checking like news reports about the station, anything that's, involving keywords about our crew.
20, and can I add ship's computer?
You can, but you don't need to. 20 was the DC.
Okay.
Sparky, you don't find out much on the news. There's not much being publicly broadcast about it.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. But Android, you definitely find a whole bunch of warrants. For literally everyone on the ship, except for...
Liam?
Nope, everybody on the
Seth.
ship.
Oh, well.
You see a lot of old ones for yourself, for Guy, for Blister, for Annalise, and Jacques. And then there are new ones for yourself. And they're still using their legal names. So Guy, Blister, Annalise, Jacques, Daisy, Seth, and Liam.
I'm going to send a communication out that just says, new warrants out for our arrest. We are disembarking now.
And those are GPF warrants, not planetary warrants. So it's like the equivalent of having the FBI after you.
Yay! Okay. Yeah, we are disembarking, but I'm not going to do it in a weird panicky way. I'm going to go through all the proper channels and be like, request to disembark and all that stuff.
So would you say you're going to fly casual?
Yeah.
All right. So fortunately, it doesn't look like there's a warrant out for your ship specifically. So yeah, going through proper channels to disembark is totally fine. Hey, Dr. Alejandro89, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. So yeah, you're able to leave the planet, no problem. You were able to get all your supplies that you needed for the heist and everything else. Yeah, now you know there's fresh warrants out with the GPF for all of you. Seth and Daisy both send like a group message back and says, wait, what did I do?
I just messaged back.
So then there's an amendment from Daisy that says that they know about.
I would just reply back. I imagine the cartel has inside people, and they are simply using their influence.
Frog emoji, and then a bunch of symbols like you see when people censor out curse words. Like the cartoon swearing type thing. Okay. Is there anything anybody else would like to do before you get to the heist planet?
Not really.
All right.
I think the doctor would seriously check in on Seattle.
Okay. Does the doctor go to wherever Seattle is, or do you call Seattle to the infirmary?
The doctor will go to where Seattle is.
Seattle's in the walls.
The doctor has changed out of their super fancy stuff because they want to save that, keep it nice for the party. So they're just in like a pantsuit, business, formal, I guess, because it's a suit. And so they crawl into the walls and are just like kind of like waddling through the walls like Seattle.
You hear nothing except for the thrum of the ship.
So the doctor will just sit where they're at and just be like, listen, bodies, especially dead ones, mean very different things to very different people. And it seems that the way you feel about dead bodies is not the same way other people feel about it.
There's the sound of a door opening from above you, sort of thing, and like one of the things that kind of helps chamber off the different sections of the between the walls. Seattle, bald as it can be, shirtless, carrying some magazines and having headphones on, blinks at you in confusion as he's climbing down. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
So is Seattle deaf and mute or just mute?
Just mute.
Okay. So the doctor will just say, are you doing okay? Are you okay?
I'm healthy.
All right. What does a dead body mean to you?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's a body. It's a dead body.
Can you explain that a little bit more to me?
What's there to explain? It used to be a person, now it's not.
All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. I know it's been a little bit tense between you and other crew members. Just wanted to let you know that your views are validated and your feelings about that are validated.
I don't even know my own fucking feelings about anything these days, so don't bother with that bullshit.
It's not bullshit. It's true. But I'll leave you to sort things out. And then the doctor will just, like, go back away.
See, I don't supposed to stay in the walls for a while.
Okay. Daisy and Seth both spend the rest of the day and evening, at least half of that time, taking a nap because they made themselves sick eating so much food of all different kinds. They both agreed that it was totally worth it afterwards. And then I imagine whenever Annie's not with Liam, that Seth sort of like follows her around much like a puppy, and engages in any conversation that he has opportunity to do so. Liam spending most of his time around Annie as well, trying to catch up, so to speak.
Come along, my little ducklings.
Yeah. Liam and Seth both following Annie around for very different reasons.
Absolutely.
And when Daisy is recovered from the food stuff, she's going through and checking all the equipment, divvying out or preparing like kits for everyone with different backpacks or vests or whatever containers that they need, and is pretty serious about doing that. Is there anything else anybody is doing before you head down to the planet?
I think I would actually be talking to Jacques, the doctor, because I have something I'd like to get in everyone before we do the heist.
Okay.
And they're the most trained medical professional on board. In fact, the only trained. So yeah, Sparky would find Jacques sometime kind of the same day or like just early the next day, and would present them a little case of comm devices that are implantable in like the thumb for transmitting and in the collarbone to kind of hear and transmit, and would request that if everyone's okay with it, that they get them implanted.
Well, I can definitely do the procedure, but you'd have to talk to Annie or Daisy about the technical aspect.
I just want to make sure everyone's okay with it. I wanted to make sure you could do it, and then I'll ask everyone before we go, because if we get into a tight spot and something goes wrong, I want us to be able to still talk to each other. No offense,
Sounds
Doc,
good.
but you haven't come on any missions with us.
Yes, well, I only like to do procedures if there's consent. Although there was this one time.
I'm gonna ask if you.
I got a memory.
Oh.
That was a really bad memory. Wish I could take it back.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. If you ever want to talk about it, I guess let me know. Maybe we can swap horrible stories.
I don't think either of us are ready for that yet.
No, we're not. No, I'm gonna go ask the crew.
Okay, goodbye.
Cool. Yeah, and then Sparky would send out a message to the crew. We can do that next session if you want.
I love this crew so much to just echo what everybody's been saying today. I love this crew.
Seattle replies to that with, I can't use this.
Sparky would have found one specifically that Seattle could do like tapping or hand signals into, and they would transmit the same.
Okay, if that's the case, then no, Seattle wouldn't say anything. Would just send the thumbs up emoji.
Okay.
Daisy replies back, let me make sure they're completely hack-proof. Well, as hack-proof can be.
Okay.
And then,
Captain
And
would
she's
just
like-
say, oh,
and she just says, happy to do that for anybody's that wants it.
Captain would just say, unnecessary, I can pick up any wavelength and communicate through that.
That is horrifying.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Well, unless there's anything else, then that sounds like a good spot to wrap up. And then next week, not next week. I'm gonna be out of town next week, so the week after that. So next session, we'll do the heist itself. It'll be exciting. All right. So sounds like nothing else. So let's do our wrap up here. We're gonna go around and let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them online, and then we're gonna go raid Kel'Thuzar, who is just a really fun variety streamer. He's done a game or two on here as well. Cool guy. Definitely give him a follow if you're not doing so already. So Lisa, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And anything else you want to share?
My favorite part, I mean, there's so many good parts, so many emotional parts, good gravy. But I'd say just like what I thought was adorable was Sparky explaining Martian food to Android. She has no point of reference for any of this. She can't taste things, she can't smell things, but she's gonna sit there and listen and learn because cool, knowledge. Tell me about this thing you eat. Like, please, yes. And don't get us caught. I don't want to get us caught.
Awesome. That was a good moment. And where can we find you, and or anything else you'd like to share?
I will be here next session.
Awesome. We'll pass it on down to Riley. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part, I think it was just really fun going shopping and seeing what everybody would wear, as well as the fact that we all managed to like barely not get noticed by the law enforcement. And it was fun playing Jacques for the first time and trying to get a feel for what they're like and stuff. It was pretty fun.
Awesome.
You can find me next on... Are we still streaming on Wednesday?
Yeah. So it's just the Friday and Saturday game next week that I'll be out of town for.
Sweet. Yeah, so you can find me next on Wednesday, or also if you give me a follow on Twitch, I've started streaming games occasionally, which is pretty fun. Right now I'm playing through Genshin Impact, right? So it's been pretty
that's
and yeah.
Yep, there you go. Genshin Impact. Fantastic. Next, we'll toss it on over to Alex. Where's your favorite part? Where can we find you online? And anything else you'd like to share?
There were so many like really cool parts and stuff, and like, I'm sorry if I'm still kind of like off and stuff. It's just been a day.
No worries.
It's been kind of interesting to explore the fact that Seattle legit does not get why everyone is so upset over him tossing a body. Like, it's been interesting to see if, like, no, his reasons for it, like, make completely sense once y'all know them. Mm-hmm. But right now, you don't know any of the reasoning. Gosh. Yeah, no, seeing people... Also, like, having, like, both of his daughters at this point, like, try to drag him out to dinner, and he's just, like, at a point of just, like, absolute internal emotional turmoil with emotions that he does not understand right now. And just being like, no, I'm staying on the ship.
Yeah.
The one place he views as home.
It definitely seems like Seattle's was having a surprise, you're going to process stuff today.
Yeah,
kind
process
of
stuff
thing.
that he does not remember.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is
hi,
rough.
by the way, you had massive emotional, physical, and mental trauma since a very young age. Let's just go and give that to you now. And by the way, we're not going to tell you what it was. You don't get to know what it was.
Yeah.
Seattle, unlike the Belmonts, did not grow up cushy. Tragic backstory unlocking.
Of course.
I just wonder, it also brings to the question, is like, how much of does Daisy actually know about Seattle's like young life?
I imagine not a lot.
I can't imagine him or his husband wanting to tell her about the absolute horror he grew up through.
And like just what we've covered of like the OG guy, don't think he'd be very open talking about that type of stuff.
He was not very good at. He was not very good about it, expressing emotionally.
Yeah,
Seattle's
so
much
Daisy
better
doesn't know
about
that
expressing his emotions.
stuff. Okay, yeah, I imagine Daisy doesn't know a whole lot about it then. Okay, and where can we find you online? I know we've got the Tuesday game, but anything else?
Well, you can find me back here again on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I'm going to be on Attack Trick Pat's channel.
Yes.
For our first game of Lancer, I'm going to be playing the mysterious pilot Sean Blake.
I'm so sad that our show times overlap because I won't be able to watch the whole thing, but I'm very excited for all of you.
Well, I'm sure Pat will make sure it's on his channel for a while.
Yeah.
So you can watch us after.
Awesome. I'm also
and then
excited
on Thursday.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. Then Thursday, I'm over on Jay's channel for our weekly group game that Econorlax. Jay. Oh God, I'm not on Econorlax's channel. It's on Jay's channel. Oh.
Alex Econorlax and I, Avidor Cat, play Stardew Valley and some other multiplayer games. It's a good time.
I am an artist.
I'm so sorry.
And you better not make me go first on Thursday.
I won't. I'll swap it around.
Yes, I am an artist. I'm a digital artist. You can find my personal around on Agent Boss on Twitter, or my art at Can Chaos Art on Twitter. Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm also especially excited for that game, not only because there's so many familiar Black Feather Guild faces on it, the Wednesday game, the Lancer one, but also I got commissioned to make the overlay and the cover art for it. So it's just so cool. I was really happy I got to work on that, and I'm excited to see it all like in action. Awesome. So we'll toss it on over to Vanessa. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you online? And anything else you'd like to share?
Yes, for goodness sake, let's move on and give poor Alex a break from speaking. In terms of favorite parts, I don't know. The Animus games are always my favorite. There's never a dull moment. I do particularly laugh every time Seth is anywhere near Annie, and just her messing with him. Really fun, and she will continue to do it.
That's great. He has such a crush. It's so fun.
Yep. Just like the purposely like, hey, can you zip up my zipper? I love him. He's my favorite
Anime
himbo.
nosebleed moment.
But yeah, just the session in general was really fun, and can't wait to go on the heist for the flesh lamp. That's gonna be fun.
Yep.
But as for me, you can find me at my art Twitter. which is at Peppero Draws, and that's pepper like the candy. Or on my coffee page, which is coffee.com/pepperoprincess. And if you'd like to check out my work and maybe have some of your own done, you can check out my stuff there, and perhaps I can draw something for you. Oh, and I will be here on Wednesday for Exodus, which, I am the GM of, so I don't know how I forgot that. But yes, you can find me next Wednesday.
Awesome. Next, we've got Jay. What was your favorite part? Where can you find you online, and anything else you want to share?
God, it's so hard to choose favorite parts in these because it's just like my favorite TV show, except I'm in it. Just the whole thing, honestly. The shopping was really fun. I really liked seeing what everyone's like. I always love seeing outfits. I never got the chance to do this in other games, and now it's like every other session, it's like, what outfit am I gonna wear for the heist, though? The shopping was really good, and then the food scene as well. Like I love the in-between episodes almost as much as the really heavy like situation ones, because you get to see these kind of the sides of characters you don't see, and it's always weird. It's never what you expect, and you're like, oh, okay. So I love seeing that. Like everyone's characters are my favorites. I love this crew, and I love what Riley's doing with Jacques. Like as a role player, I tend not to take on like NPCs. I've done it once and it worked, but normally I avoid it because I'm like, that was already somebody's character.
It's nice to see the doctor out.
Yeah, like it feels right. It feels like it was time, and it all clicked. So yeah. Otherwise, you can catch me tomorrow at like 11 Mountain Time, maybe noon. I haven't really got a solid time for it. Where I'm doing games on my own channel, which is Alien Jays as well on Twitch. And otherwise, yeah, I'll be back here on Saturday and Thursday with Alex and I Can Relax and Lavender Cat.
Awesome. Trying to think of my favorite part. Definitely echoing everything you said, Jay, about the in-between episodes. I really enjoy that too. I like getting to just say, like, okay, there's nothing pressing trying to immediately kill you. What would you like to do? And just seeing what your characters want to do during their downtime. Of course, there's always going to be something in there that keeps the tension, keeps everybody aware that there's tension, there's something going on. You're definitely not in a hunky-dory galaxy right now. But it's really fun getting to see what you do when you do have that break, and seeing how the characters interact with each other. It was really fun getting to let Daisy be a kid for a little bit, and just go wild with ordering all the takeout, literally all the takeout she and Seth could carry. That was a lot of fun. And there's still a lot of emotional moments too, between the characters, which I really enjoyed watching. So to echo everybody, I also just really love this crew. It's great. The players and the characters alike. So yeah, those are my favorite moments. Where you can find me next. Today is Saturday, so Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be GMing Hunters of Calamity 2, which also runs on Fundamental RPG, which is the system this game uses. And Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern for Exodus with Vanessa. And that's actually a system that Vanessa came up with, because Vanessa's super smart and awesome. So just definitely check that out too. Aside from
Vanessa likes pain, is what Vanessa likes, and unnecessary crying, and probably should have just used a regular system, but decided, no, I can do it.
and you did, and that's great.
Vanessa is succeeded in terrifying me at the thought of DMing.
No, the DMing is fun, but the making the system broke my brain. I don't even use most of it half the time.
That's the whole point of having a system.
Yeah,
Yep.
to ignore it.
There's a huge chunk of fundamental that we never use in this game, so it's normal.
What's that, magic? I've never heard of it.
We haven't even touched like the technological part of the magic system.
Who is she? Don't know her.
Yep, exactly. So those are the only scheduled streams that I have for next week. Because as I mentioned, I will be gone for the Friday and Saturday games, but I should be back. Or yeah, I'll definitely be back before Monday. Monday I'll be playing in I think it's a Monster of the Week game. I think I'll have to double check everything, but I'm going to be playing over on Saito's channel for a big thing she's doing over there on the 19th, which I'm pretty sure is a Monday. Wait,
It is.
that's this coming Monday, not the next Monday. So
Sure
sorry.
is.
This coming Monday, I'll be over there, and then yeah, after this next week, you can find me again on the 27th for Hunters. So that's everything that's upcoming that's scheduled, but I'm also going to do some video game streams here and there, and I'll announce that on Twitter. Probably Phasmophobia, maybe some Among Us, stuff like that.
I did have last thing. I totally forgot. I have another game on the 22nd. So after the Stardew Valley thing, I'm in a game of what is it? To Sate Her Wintry Hunger or something like that. I can never remember the full game name on Polish's channel at 5 Mountain Time. So
Okay, cool. Okay. So yeah, that's all the stuff that's coming up. You can also check out everything that I'm doing on my link tree, which I was going to link, but it actually just popped up on the timer chat, so it's right there in chat. Linktree /The Raven, just like my Twitter. And that's got all my links for Patreon, Coffee, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, all of it. And definitely check out the Coffee page because I just set up my coffee shop. And there's a lot of cool merch on there, including a Black Feather Guild emote pack. So it comes with all of these emotes and several more, and a Black Feather Guild crest sticker. And I think the 3x3 is 17 plus shipping, a little less than that, like 16.45 I think. And the 4x4 stickers are 20 plus shipping for the full 8-pack. So lots of really cool stuff on there. Definitely check that out. And I think that is it for me. So we've got our raid cry, which is where did it go? It is "Don't lie, you had a crush on Mr. Clean too." Feel free to copy and paste that from chat. We're gonna go raid Kel'Thuzar. Thank you again, everybody, for playing, for watching, and for hanging out. I will see you all on Monday and Tuesday. Bye, everybody.